Hey, how's it going? I hope that you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to be going over different aspects of the story of creation and also some of the numbers that matter a lot. So this might go in conjunction with the video on miracle numbers and how numbers work. So in that video, I go over the fact that there are only 9 numbers that we actually use, and just like our hands, we have these 10 fingers, and we also have the same type of numbers that we count from 0 to 9. Then we get 10. So when we reach 10, we use the same figures again. We use 1 0 or and we start with 0 1. So it's 1 0 0 1. So the numbers we have are only 1 2 3 4 up until 9. So this is the basis of this understanding that when you're talking about numbers, what you're actually talking about is 0, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so 0 is the invisible number, and 0 just means nothing, and 0 is O. 0 is just like this, right? So when you have 0, you just have this number, which is whole, which is a hole. Like something can just fall into this hole, like just like a black hole, right? And in this hole, you have everything. It's just a hole. It's just a hole in my page. So this is why 0 is often invisible, the invisible number. So now when we start to count the numbers, we have 1, right? So this is 1, right? This is representing the first figure. And then we have 2, okay? So we have 1, we have 2. And then 1 and 2 creates 3. So this is how the numbers work. It's all a progression. So we are able to write 1 like this, and we're also able to write 2. Like this is 1, and this is 2, okay? And through this, we just say 1, and this is equality. So this and this is the same. This 2 is the same. This represents equality, right? And this is also just the Roman numeral 2, which also tells us this is a pause. Like when you pause something, it just looks like this 2. So this pause just means equal, or just position it in the same place for a long time. This is 2. So 1 equal. And then after this, we just have we have 1 equal 3. So we have 1 2 3. We have 1 equals 3. This is the Trinity. 3 equals 1, or 1 equals 3. So this is God 3 in 1. So this is the Trinity, and this is how the world was created. 1 3. So the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the Trinity, also the Elohim. The Elohim is also 31 or 13. So the gods, which are the creator gods, Elohim, is an infinite number of gods. So we're talking about numbers. So these are numbers. So this is holy. So they are the whole numbers, all of the numbers. So they are no number and all numbers. So this is the invisible God, the invisible number, holy number, whole number. So when we have this understanding, we're gonna go forward and just go to 4 for now. So when we write 4, there are 2 ways of writing 4. Okay, so there are 2 ways of writing 4. The first one is this one. This is a 4, and this is a 4. So when we write a 4, we use 1 2 3 strokes, or 1 2 3 strokes. So the understanding of 4 is that 4 is 3 and 3 is 1. Okay, because 3 equals 1, and 4 has 3 strokes instead of 4 strokes, and 3 has 4 strokes instead of 3 strokes. So 4 is actually 3, and 3 is actually 1. So there are different ways of writing 1. Okay, so when you write 1, you can write 1 like this. All right, so this is a way of writing 1. So this same 1 is actually this way of writing this digit, number 1 here. Okay. So I just wrote this. This is 4. This is 1. This is 1. So this 1 here, if I extend this here, extend that, I get this. I get 4. So when we talk about 4, we're actually talking about this here. We're talking about this. We're talking about this. So 4 is actually 1. So 4 is 1. Why? Because when we're talking about creation, the creation story starts with the tetragrammaton. So the tetragrammaton is the 4-letter tone. The tetra means 4, and grammaton is the gram sound, or the weight of the sound, the gravity sound, the gravitational pull that was created by the sound. Let there be light. 4-letter words created everything. Universe, uni is 1, right? And verse is a group of words. So this is 1 verse. So this is 1/4. The 1/4, which is this. This is the 1, the 4, or the 1 here, the 4 there, or just the 1, because when you draw this 1 here, you're actually doing this 1 here. So this 1 is this. So this 1 is 4. So the universe, 1 verse is the 1/4, the 1, the 4, and 4 is 3. 3 equals 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the tetragrammaton. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, you actually have everything in creation, and you have the oneness of God, because God is one, all one. So this is the loop in the 4th dimension, because the tetragrammaton is the 4-letter tone, and this 4-letter tone created everything through the words "let there be light," and it's still called Yahuwah. So Yod He Vav He, okay, and this is the name of God. This is Jehovah, and through this we still have this being His name, okay. So this will be His name, which is still YHWH, which is the 4-letter tone. This is the tetragrammaton. So this is one person with 4 letters, and this is the 1, the 4. So this is the 4 elements in creation, the 4 points in the cross of Christ, and the four everything. So this is the creation story. So in the beginning, God created heaven and earth in the first day. So in the beginning, God came to this world, and then He hovered over the water, and then the first thing He said was the 4-letter verse, which created everything. So day 1, okay. So day 1, on the first day, He created light and darkness, and He created day and night. So on the first day, there are 4 things that are mentioned. The first day has 4 things that are mentioned. So let there be light. That's the 4 things that He said on that day. And then on that day, He created light. He created light and then separated it from darkness. And then He created day, and then He created night. This was the first day. So the first day has 4 things in it. And then the second day, He creates heaven. Okay. So day number 2 here, we have this 2 here. So on this day here, this is 1, this is 2. And on the second day, what He's doing was creating heaven. Okay, so this Z actually represents 2 points. So there's this height here. So this is what was created, as opposed to this one. So this is how heaven meets earth, this Z. So what was happening on the second day was He was creating a level. So this level is 2, and then Adam is first, Eve is second, right? So this level is just like this. So this is L, E, V, E, then L. Okay. So here, this is the second day. So He created the highest level. He created this Eve, And then this is L, this is L. This is also, this L is 1, this L is 1. This is just 1, 1. This is L. This is Eve. So this is what was created. This level has 1 and 1 at the beginning and at the end. So this was created on day 2, which was 1, 1, which created heaven and earth. Although on the third day, okay, is when earth was created. So on the third day, he created earth, he created the seas, he created the grass, and he created the three, or the trees. So 3 is tree. Okay, so when we go into the Garden of Eden, what we go through are the way that there was Adam, 1, there was Eve, 2, there were trees, 3. And on the third day, trees were created, and then there was 4, the forces. So on the fourth day now, this is an interesting day again, because as you remember, 1 is 4, right? So on the fourth day, on the first day, God said, "Let there be light." Right? That's "let there be light." 4-letter tone. And then on the fourth day, God says, "Let there be lights." So 4 is 1 again. So on the fourth day, God says, "Let there be lights." On the first day, God said, "Let there be light." So on this fourth day, God then creates the sun, the moon, the stars. And then he gives us the 4 reasons why he's creating the sun, the moon, and the stars. Because 3 is 4, remember. So the sun, moon, stars are actually 3 things, but then 3 has 4 strokes. So 3 is 4, 4 is 3, 3 is 1. So the sun, the moon, and the stars are created in order to rule in order to give they're for signs. For signs, the star signs, sun signs, okay? They're for signs, they're for seasons, they're for days, they're for years. These are created on the fourth day for 4 reasons, and this is the fourth day, okay? And then when we get to the 5th day, on day 5, here we have something that is pretty amazing, because on this day, God creates the things that are lowest, which are the fish in the sea, because the sea is the deep. So he creates the deepest things in this earth. He creates the fish and everything, the whales and stuff. And on this day, he also creates the birds, which are the highest things in this world. So in the Bible, it actually says that he used water for all of these things. So what we have is this. So this is the land that was already created. Okay, on the third day, he created this ground. Okay, so he first created the things in the seas, and then this is the ground. All of the water goes to the ground, and this is under the water, but on this sea level. And then he creates everything that is above the ground. And these are the birds and everything. So this was the division in our world, because this is how he actually created these things on this day. And this is the division sign. So there are things under, there are things above. So he created high and low. He created the correspondence. He created, this is gender. This is how he created male and female. This is that division, because it's divided. So he created this duality. He created like water, and he created air. These are 2 elements, and this is a very interesting very interesting day on the 5th day. So on this 5th day, this is representing 2, okay, 1 and 2, because this is the division. So this 5 is actually linked to this 2, because 2 is a division as well. So there are actually 2 ways that you can write this. All right, so this is 2, and when you have 5, you have the inverse of 2. So 2 and 5, 5 and 2. Okay. So this is the 5th day. So the 5th day is similar to the 2nd day. The 2nd day was creating a different level. The fifth day is creating these different levels. So this is 2, this is 5. Okay, inverse. These are the same things. So on this day, this is what was happening. 2 is 5, and this is how you get like this is how you get this being the same meaning. Half is 1, 2, right? And then half is also 0.5. So this is 10 fingers. These are the figures these are all of the numbers that we have, and then this is half of them. This is the fifth. So this is the higher ones. This is the lower ones. So this was the division. This is the fifth day. The fifth day, the 5 fingers, the one hand. So he created left, he created right, he created the wings. These are the 2 wings, or the fins, that he was creating on these days, which are 2. And this is an interesting day. And now we go to this day. This is our birthday now. And now here's what we got. So on this day, this is now the 6th day. And on the 6th day, he creates everything from the soil. On the 5th day, he created everything on the level, divided the higher and the lower within this paradigm, because he's already divided heaven and earth, right? In the 2nd day. In the 5th day, he divides again within the earth, like the lower part of the earth and the higher part of the earth, even though he'd already divided, like this is heaven and this is earth on the 2. But then on the inverse, this is still the 2, but there's the 5th. He divides again within the earth, like, right, these are the birds and these are the fish. And then on the 6th day, he creates the animals, he creates everything, and he also creates people. And then this is when we're created. So 6 is an interesting number because with 6, what we have is the word for right. What we have when we actually have 6. So you should just picture this like this. When you have 6, right, you have this number here, and with 6, right, you have this cipher at the bottom, and then you have this access point here at the top. So when you have 6, it's like you could be trapped in this cipher, okay, and then freedom is here, okay. So this is the thing with 6. That 6 is where we get 6. On the 6th day, he starts to tell the people that they can have dominion, they can be fruitful, they can multiply. On the 6th day, he says that all of the trees are for you for meat. Okay, this type of meat. Okay, meat, meat. So he says that all of these trees are for you, so that you can have meat, because he created everything in all of these days. He created the life of the thing within the thing. So the life of the fruit is within the fruit. The seed has the life of the fruit. And so then he creates all of this, and then he says that, all right, on the 6th day, you have to be fruitful and multiply. All of this is yours. You have dominion, you have control. But he says that all of this is meat, and all of this will give you life, but be fruitful and multiply. So what's important to realize is that this meat is an anagram. Okay? So this anagram, M-E-A-T, is M-A-T-E. Meat is mate. Meat is also M-E-E-T, which is to meet, which is when 2 things meet. So this is the creation of the matrix, the meat. The meat is our life. This is where we get our life. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, or meat of my meat. So these 2, the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh, met, right? And then when they met, they mated. Because as soon as they mated, it was, first of all, she was called the help meet. Okay? But then God gave them meat so that she was the mate, the 6th one, right? The on the 6th day, the cipher was created, and then this was the help meet. They all had meat. Meat is the mate. So this mate created the whole matrix. This is the mating trick. And then this was on the 6th day. So this matrix is creating this 6. And then 6 is SIX or SEX. So yeah, life is 6, X is a hex. You should just watch that, and then you get the how 6 is 6 and 6 is a hex. So this 6, the 6th day is when this matrix was created, which is the hex. And then on this day, this is when our life began. So this is the hexahedron, and then this hex is where bees live. Bees live in a hexahedron. Okay, 6-sided structure. Bees create honey, and people create gold. This is why gold is honey. Honey is gold. Gold and honey, same color. And then how bees create gold, how people are looking for gold. This is why Genesis is talking about gold. In the beginning, gold was there. And then we talk about sex, and we talk about the birds and the bees. So after this, the 7th day was the day of rest. And the 7th day was, everything was perfect. So the 7th day, God entered rest, or took interest. He doesn't get tired, but then he just took interest in his whole creation, which is very important for us to also take interest in nature. One day a week at least, to just take interest in nature, to just rest in nature. This is what we have to do, to just know all of these 6 days of creation. Just look at all of these things. That is the Sabbath, to enter rest. And then we have 9 digits, but then we stopped at 6 because 7, 8, 9. Seriously, 7, 8, 9. 7, meat. 8, 9, right? We're talking about meat. So this is how it happened. And then 9 is the fruit. Be fruitful and multiply. And the 9 fruit of the Spirit. So the 9 is the 6. So the 6, the hex reversed is 9. So this is why you have to be fruitful. This is the only way to escape the hex. So be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. This is the understanding that in 6 you have the hex because the cipher is trapping you. But then in 9 you have fruit. And this is how we are actually liberated. And 7 is perfection, the rest. And this is taking interest in everything we do and finding this understanding. So the matrix is number 6. And then the matrix is the hex, which is 6, which is sexus, which is the Latin word for 6. English comes from Latin. And everything that happened is derived from these days of creation. So through this we have the whole understanding of what life is from very different aspects. So yeah, so this is about how this world was created, and understanding it through these numbers, these digits, this cipher, and all of the things are in there. And the most captivating thing is that 1 is 4 and 4 is 1. This is the tetragrammaton, and 4 is a very powerful number. And this is why, like, the Bible would just be a book like this. This is like a tetragrammaton type of book, okay? So the book is a tetragrammaton. The book is the 4. It has 4 corners. So this is why the Bible is quite important, because it is actually the 4-sided book. So it has this type of information. It has these words. It has universal language. So not all books are created equal, of course. So just know that. And yeah, so I appreciate you watching this, and I hope this was worthwhile. So I'll see you soon, and live in peace, love, and liberty.